All right, what's up, family? Watch this video here. We're going to do this one here, and we're going to title this 3 Simple Words. I like how you came up with it. What'd you call it?
Word gets around.
Exactly.
Word gets around.
Word gets around.
And pretty fast, too.
Real fast. Now, when I'm talking about that, it's a whole bunch of things we could talk about when we say word gets around, negative or positive. But we're going to go with actually dealing with associates, family and friends, or whatever the case, right? For example, you ever notice how a celebration, a graduation, especially a wedding. Remember how back in the days we would go to we would get invited to a wedding, right? And then we would go and we would do what we always do. We bring a nice gift and we write a nice check, a bare minimum of $100 or more, right? Isn't it funny how after we would do that, right? After we would do that, the following week, in the next month, in the next week, in the next week, we constantly getting invites. And I remember at one point I was like, man, it seemed like every other week we getting invited to another wedding ceremony, another receptionist, another graduation, somebody's graduation. It's like, man, what the heck? But what's the title of the video? Word gets around. See, now we had went to those events and we did, like, unfortunately, a lot of people don't show up with a gift, don't write a check. Oh, you wouldn't get another invite. But see, title of the video, word gets around. See, when we brought that nice gift for that wedding receptionist, that graduate, whatever, when we brought that nice gift and we wrote a nice check for a couple of $100, oh, that person was quick to tell another family member or friend, oh, you talking about such and such? Oh, yeah, you better make sure you invite them. Yo, they gave me such and such. They wrote me a nice check. Ooh, see? So now that's why you getting invited to so many, because people will get the word around that, oh, they could benefit from you.
And yeah, and that's pretty pitiful because, of course, you like to be invited. You like to feel, let's just say, important as far as like, wow, they thinking of us. So, but when you find in back of the intentions of why they're inviting you,
it's fleecing.
You feel like
it's fleecing.
Yeah.
And as always, you know I love to give you a word of the day. Remember, broaden your vocabulary. The word fleecing or fleece, either way, it's simply another word for saying someone to try to use you, to deceive you, to swindle you out of gifts and money. Exactly. To what did Malcolm X say? To hoodwink. That's what fleecing means. It means all those things when someone try to swindle you out of something. So back to your point.
And that was my point. When you find out that why is he getting all these invitations?
Just want to swindle you out of money.
It is for that purpose. Like, wow, that's the only reason why you get to invite us. Because you imagine, like what you had said before, if we had came every
empty-handed, like a lot of people do,
empty-handed,
you wouldn't get another invite.
You would not get it. Thank you.
I remember I was talking to a coworker of mine many years ago, and on this day, I guess a big game was coming up over the weekend, or a fight or whatever. And normally we do a little get together or something. But on this day, he was a little bothered. And I was like, yo, what's up, man? Was you ain't gonna have a fight or whatever, or go over sometime? He said, nah, man, I got this invite, man. A cousin of mine, I ain't spoke to in a long time, man. They just said, I just got an invite to the house, and man, my mother making a big deal that we gotta go, man, this and that. He said, man, but I gotta be honest with you, man, I'm about getting sick and tired of this, man. It seems like every other week I'm getting invited to another ceremony or something like that. So I just laughed. He said, nah, man, Joe, I'm telling you, man, it's like getting on my nerves. I said, nah, the reason I'm laughing, because me and my wife been through this. I said, I'm gonna tell you exactly why you getting invited all the time. And his answer was, nah, man, that's because I got a big family. Come on, man, everybody got a big family. It's just, do you keep in contact with them or not? So I said, nah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. I said, it's fleecing why you getting all these invites. He said, what you mean? I said, let me take an easy guess. When you went to the last ceremony, did you write a nice check? And he said what we said. He said, man, I do a bare minimum of $100. He said, it depends on how cool I'm with the family. He said, I might write a $300, $400 check. He said, that's how cool I'm with them. He said, but I said, that's why you keep getting invites. See, word, what's the title of the video? Word gets around. See, other family members are telling other family members, yo, he writes a nice check. Oh my gosh. Yo, you better make sure you invite Paul. Yo, he wrote me a $300 check and he brought me a gift. Oh, they're going to make sure they invite you. Remember your cousin many years ago?
Oh, yes.
You had a cousin
Never.
that lived in the same town that we lived in. And y'all are all too familiar with that. Family members that live in the same town where you live, never once visit, call, or nothing. And y'all live in the same town. And remember, all of a sudden, she never called, never visited, or nothing. But remember, when we first got together, remember, I got on you about that. Y'all see in some of my other videos where I said, yo, why your father and mother go see that family every single week? Now we older, you living in the same town where she lived, never once called or visit. But soon as she was getting ready to have a baby, she did a baby shower, and she sent you an invitation. And I remember I said to you right away, I said, you know why she sent an invitation, right? Because word, it's the title of the video, word gets around. Word gets around that you write nice checks for people. So now she like, how can I fleece? Remember what fleece means? To swindle, to deceive, to try to get something out of somebody, try to get money out. So she like, I could try to get I get a good gift from Linda if I just send her an invite. Meanwhile, you ain't never called, never visit. So, yo, we didn't go.
And not only that, it's just how you live your life. Like, for example, she was aware, because the word got around that here you go. Word got around that she found out that we had our property, that the girls were joining sports from left to right, and then on top of that, we were doing the real estate. So obviously, like, word gets around, and all that.
They doing good for themselves.
So, you know,
how can I fleece them for some money?
That's the kind of people that she was more interested in inviting.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's even more funny about it? That when we were actually, since you brought the story about us going over and visit them every week, we would actually go there and
bring stuff.
Yeah, bring stuff, but the thing is that she was there, and she would say, "Oh, hi, cuz," and she would just leave,
disappear.
Never sat down with us and have a conversation. We have a few laughs.
But now, what's the title of the video? Word gets around. We older now. She hear that you got 2 pennies, and she wants some type of way to fleece those 2 pennies from you. You know what I'm saying?
That's pitiful.
And now, y'all, that's why I say y'all are all too familiar. Think about, watch this. Let me run this down to y'all. Watch this. Watch how y'all all too familiar with it. You could be invited to a wedding ceremony. You could have started your own small restaurant. You could have your own hair salon, barbershop, whatever. Start your own business of whatever degree or magnitude it may be, right? Word gets around. Like that other video I did. Remember the other video right here? It was called I'm Family. I shouldn't have to pay. See? This is how silly family would be. But when they find out that you got that business or whatever, that be the day that they want to pop up and say, hey, what's up, cuz? Yeah, I heard you do hair now. You know, you got your own shop. And then they even try to insult you, how Gina, sorority's sister, did on Martin. I heard you got your little shop. Yeah, I was wondering, you know, if you could just do my braids in the back here, if you could do, I mean, I know you could hook it up. Yeah, I do that type of stuff. How much you gonna charge? Because you know I'm family, right? Oh, you want the hookup. But you ain't never support, you ain't help put one brick, paint one wall, you ain't help support nothing I do. But as soon as I get something, you want to pop up and try to fleece me out of money. Remember, fleecing, to deceive, to swindle, to hoodwink, right? And this is how family do. And friends. Once was titled video, word gets around. When word gets around, ooh, they doing good for themselves. Oh, they gonna try to come around and try to see how they can fleece money from you or whatever opportunity. But they ain't never helped build nothing. Ain't even gave you so much as a phone call. How you doing? Remember I told you years ago. Now this is a true story too. I don't put no fake stories out there. Back in our old town where we used to live in Elizabeth, New Jersey, there was a guy in the town. He got signed to the New York Jets. Big deal. Got a big contract. He gonna be good now. He gonna be rich or whatever the case, right? And it was a good brother of mine that we used to work out together. He had told me, and the word was all around Elizabeth, like, oh man, you know, such and such just signed, man. Everybody was talking about it, right? And so when me and his brother was working out, and I said this in one of my other videos, I don't remember which one. But then he was telling me when I came up to the center that day, he was like, yeah, man. He said, yo, man, you heard such and such just signed to the Jets, right? I said, yeah, man, everybody talking about it. He said, yo, man, you know that's my cousin, right? I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, man, that's my cousin, man. I'm so proud of him, man. He said, matter of fact, man, later on I'm going to give him a call, man, and tell him, man, how proud. Now, I stopped him right there because we was cool. I said, whoa, I don't think that would be a good idea, man. He said, nah, man, that's my cousin, man, for real. I ain't fronting, man. I know how people always be saying, you know, when somebody get success, all of a sudden they're your family. He said, nah, that's my family for real. On my mother's side, that's my cousin for real, man. So I went like this to him. I said, well, let me ask you this. From right now, when the last time you actually spoke to him? He said, oh, man, I got to be honest with you, man. It's been a long time, man. I ain't spoke to that brother in years, man. I said, but you see where I'm going with this? Y'all live in the same town, and you telling me you ain't spoke to him in years. You ain't visit, you ain't call or nothing. Now, I know you my man. We cool. I'm not dissing you. This is brotherly love. We having real conversation. It's a form of therapy, as I say a lot of times. I said, listen, you telling me you ain't visit him, you ain't called him, you ain't reached out to him at all in years, and y'all live in the same town. Now he has come into fortune, and all of a sudden you want to give him a call and say, oh, I just want to wish you congratulations. Nah. What's going to happen if you make that call? You're going to fall right into the same bunch of crabs like the rest of the family. So no, he go, nah, man, but I'm going to just tell him I don't want nothing, I don't need nothing, I just want to say congratulations. I told him, I said, look, my man, it don't matter how you try to explain it to me, that's what it's going to look like. Because you ain't never reached out to him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I don't know if he took that advice or not, but I know I wasn't giving no bad advice. Like, yo, my man, he came into fortune. Now here you go.
There was a gentleman you had me listen to him, and it touched my heart though. This family man who had a big family, this and that, was doing great, working and all that, and he was there for his family, 100. Suddenly, I guess his family took advantage of him.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
He wound up having nothing.
Oh, that video, he said how he done everything for his family. He said
he was there helping his family.
He said he was like 50 years old. He's never been unemployed. And he said, I've always provided for my family. He said, but look where I live now. And it was a storage unit. And he said, man, all I can tell you in the end is that with a lot of your family, you gotta let them learn on their own, because when you keep giving, people will take. And he said, and look, when I needed, everybody just did their own. They ain't had nothing for me. But as long as I could provide, everybody was needy. Everybody come out the woodworks and need stuff. But then when you need, all of a sudden, no, we busy. Nah, don't play yourself, because people will play you, and you're playing yourself. You're getting a double negative towards you. So don't do that, folks. Do not do that.
Exactly.
What did Robert Kiyosaki say in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Who Took My Money? Both books. We pay all our credit cards. We pay all our bills. We pay our rent. We pay our mortgage. We pay our car payment. We pay our utilities, right? But who you should be paying is you.
Yourself.
Pay yourself first. Then pay all those other debts. So I don't care if you only putting $20 a week away every week. You do it. Then you pay all them other things. Because in the end, all them other things and all those other families, they're going to give a damn about you when you fall on hard times. They're going to give you nothing but the sob story, excuses.
They're only going to be there. They're only going to be there around you when they know that you got something. That you're doing so good for yourself. Yeah. Then they're going to be coming around, because word goes around.
Title of the video. Word. What did you say the title of it? Word gets around. When you come into fortune, you doing well. Oh, family and friends come out the woodwork.
But when you don't have anything,
ain't we all too familiar with this one? Don't hit the lottery. Don't hit the lottery. How many times we heard that story? How many times we heard that? When a family member or somebody hit the lottery, oh boy, the family and friends come out the woodwork. How you doing, cuz? I just thought I'd reach out. How you been, family? What's up? Yo, man, me and you go way back, man. I was just wondering if you could help me out a little bit. See, they come in to try to fleece money out of you, to swindle money out of you. You see what I'm saying? We all too familiar with that lottery one. We are all too familiar. Do not allow people to fleece money away from you, because you are facing good opportunity, and word gets around, and now they go, I gotta find a sucker. Family member. I gotta find a family member to get some stuff from. Hey, what's up? Call you up. Hey, what's up, sucker? Hey, what's up, Tammy? How you doing there?
it is sad though. But that's the type of life we're living in. You know, we have to really think of ourselves. Sometimes the best policy that we should live our lives is being selfish. Yeah. Being selfish, and not meaning it in a very cruel way.
A
But
protective
saving
way,
is
smart.
Yes,
Yeah.
protecting yourself. Protecting yourself, because the day that you don't have anything to offer, or nobody hears good news about yourself, they'll forget you. They'll
Yeah.
forget all about you.
Yeah.
The only way you probably bump into the person or see the person is when you be walking down the street somewhere and you'll see them.
Yeah.
And that's
see.
all they got for you.
And back to that story you said, we watched the video of the guy. See, now, let's say that story was in a college, a professor saying to write an essay about it. Most people would miss the whole point. I'm going to try to say it verbatim how the guy said in the video, because I ain't going to do the whole thing, but this is what he said. He said, hey, what's up, y'all? He said, I'm 49 years old, ain't never been unemployed in a day of my life, never been unemployed. He said, I made sure I've taken care of everybody around me, all of my family. I made sure I took care of all of them. He said, but look, let me show you where I'm living and how I'm living. It was a shed. He was living in a shed. He said, I don't got no bathroom, no toilet, or nothing. This is how I'm living now. See, now most people will write that essay and they'll say, oh man, he homeless. Oh man, maybe he was on drugs and alcohol. Oh man, maybe life just got hard for him. Nah. The key point that a lot of people would miss was when that guy said, I'm 49 and never been unemployed, and I have taken care of my family and everybody around me. So in other words, what he was saying was, I was always a provider. I made sure I took care of everybody, and everybody was fleecing off of me the whole time, but I never took care of myself. And in the end, when the chips was down and life got rough, that same family ain't got nothing for me. Now I'm, as Martin Lawrence would say, I'm assed out. Assed out. The family don't give a doggone. Friends don't neither. They'd be sitting there laughing. Yeah, you heard about Charlie? Man, I heard he living in the shed. Man, remember he used to have a nice car, nice this and that. Yeah, they happy when you ain't doing well. But when you are doing well, they want to come around and fleece from you. So be smarter, folks. Always pay yourself first. Take care of yourself first. And if you got a kind heart, you want to help family and friends, that's cool, but you make that a very limited. And then you also make it to a point where enough is enough. Especially if you see they don't know how to reciprocate that respect back. But you make sure you take care of yourself first. That's what I would say in closing. Like Robert Kiyosaki said, and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Who Took My Money book. Like he said, all your bills, we know they need to get paid, but make yourself a bill as well. Make yourself be a bill. And that means you put away $20, $50 a week, always.
Exactly.
That's for you. Make sure you take care of yourself. And all others follow afterwards. They come second, you come first. Got something else?
Yes. Wake up, my peoples. Wake up. Because nobody's going to be knocking at your door and alerting you for the bad situations. You got to do it yourself. Wake up. Wake up.
Don't let nobody fleece you. Peace.